Mr. Skin, how are you, my friend?
Hey, Mike, how you doing, man?
I just barely glimpsed at the first category, and I'm very excited to have you on the show. It's the 26th annual Anatomy Awards with Mr. Skin. It coincides with
Oh.
the Academy Awards every year, but is way better, way better. Let's
Yes,
let's
thank you
just
so much.
get right into it. I just see in your top three pictures that you have on the Anatomy Awards banner that's on there make me happy. Starting with old school Pamela Anderson, and then my new favorite, that Margot Qualley. Oh my God! All right, let's get into the categories. You can follow with us at home if you go to MrSkin.com. You can follow along and check out the Mr. Skin's 26th annual Anatomy Awards.
Yes, and I should mention this is, if you don't know, it's a we've been doing this 26 years. It's a parody of the Oscars. We look at all the best nudity from the previous year, and it's not just from American television and movies. It's stuff from all over the world, and that's really what I love about my Anatomy Awards now. Is yes, we do the body part stuff, breasts and butt and all that, but it's the weird and crazy stuff that happens, like I said, all over the world. And for us to kind of curate that and present it and show people, they're usually like, "Holy crap! I can't believe that actually happened in a movie or television." And we have a lot of that, but. Yeah, there's 42 total categories if anyone wants to check it out for free at Mr. Skin. But I wanted to go over some of the highlights with you guys and get your opinions.
Real quick, I just want to remind everybody in a serious note, MrSkin.com has been successful for all these years. It's been the one that survives. But talking about this stuff and looking at these pictures and stuff has turned us on to some really great movies in the past. And there's a lot of things out there and the platforms that make movies available now. Too many things are coming out and you never get to see them. So sometimes we'll get a good ass shot in something and it turns out, hey, I want to go watch that show and see that ass, and I end up watching a great series. So, there are some good things to take away out of this besides the nudity. But let's get to the nudity.
Yeah, but let's get to the nudity. Yeah, so just some examples. Like we do best thong every year, and Mike, when you look at who won Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actress, whatever it is, you can debate that. There are legitimate debates. No one is debating Zendaya in Challengers as Best Thong. It is just spectacular. She's plays a pro tennis player turned coach, and she's seducing a guy in bed. And it's technically, thong is not nude, but as you know, the smaller the thong, the better. And this is a great scene, and Zendaya, as you can imagine, has a pretty good body.
She is a fantastic body. She's very pretty. And the other thing we were talking about the other day is that, I have kids, and my kids used to watch her on the Disney Channel. Who would have thought?
I have to go through that too. It's so weird.
But who would have thought that Bella Thorne would take backseat to Zendaya?
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's,
very deserving.
It's so weird when you have kids that watch those shows, and then those kids grow up to be hot babes, and then I have to talk about them. It's weird. Trust me.
You say weird, I say hot. All right, this next one is right up Mr. Skin's alley. This is the award for Best Camel Toe.
Yes, a very prestigious award, as you can imagine, Mike. And the winner this year was Billie Eilish. She was at Billie Eilish Live in concert, and she was standing on stage just smiling and wearing what appears to be something similar to bike shorts. And I'll just say there's two smiles in that picture if you look. So, it's pretty crazy.
Do you think somewhere Billie Eilish is laughing with her friends and saying, I won Best Camel Toe?
Right, yeah.
I'm sure she's very she has a pretty good sense of humor about stuff like that. But who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't have the answer for you. I do not. So
hopefully somebody will be brave enough to ask her in an interview one day. That would be fantastic. All right. This is something that you look forward to in the Academy Awards every year, and that's when a new actor or actress burst on the scene.
Yeah.
And of course on MrSkin.com, Best Nudecomer.
Yeah, every year we do this award where someone is kind of unknown and they do like a great nude performance and then they become a big star. And it's funny because we chose this, Mikey Madison and Honora, obviously before the Oscars, and we had no idea that Honora would win. Like, she'd win Best Actress, they'd win Best Director and Best Picture. And Mike, that was a triumphant night in nudity, because people don't realize this, but in like the 70s and 80s and 90s even, if there was like a graphic sex scene or a lot of nudity in a movie, the Academy would be like, oh, this isn't serious, like how they treat comedies, kind of, And back when Halle Berry did Monsters Ball in 2001, where she had that crazy sex scene with Billy Bob Thornton, she won Best Actress, and that was like, whoa, they actually let someone do a real graphic sex scene and win that. Now we're to the point where a movie about a sex worker who's nude a ton in it wins 3 big awards.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So I'm happy about it. And Mikey Madison, Best Newcomer. If you haven't seen Nora, great movie.
This is one of my favorite. Accidental nudity is always great, and this is the best, the craziest nip slip. But this one's
this isn't quite the definition of a nip slip, right, but it's definitely the craziest I've ever seen. And so you guys all know who Amy Adams is. She's a famous actress, and she did a movie. Yeah, right. She did a movie last year called Night Bitch, and it's based on a 2021 book of the same name. And in the book, this mom starts to feel like she's overworked. She's becoming a dog, right? And this climactic scene at the 36-minute mark, she opens her shirt, and she's wearing a bra, but she notices on her stomach, you know how like a dog has the 6 nips on the stomach?
Yeah.
She has the dog nips, and I was like, holy crap, this is, obviously it's prosthetics and it's not real, but I just thought it was fascinating, and we had to have that as an Anatomy Award this year.
Full row of teats. You could see it on display.
By the way, I can tell you, I watched that movie. It is terrible. They
thought they pushed it up. They thought it was going to get award buzz, and they pushed up the theatrical release, and it did so horribly that now no one's heard of the movie because it's been just buried.
Yeah,
but
it's terrible.
We saw that scene and thought that's award-winning material. So.
Now, this next scene, I'm not even sure how to say. Best rab tit.
Yes, best rab tit. It's there was a UK horror flick that very few people saw, but we did, called Starvaker, and the premise is this husband and wife. They have a young son who dies, and they're very grief-stricken, as you can imagine. But the mom thinks that the son is reincarnated as a rabbit.
No, bro.
And next thing you know, she is breastfeeding the rabbit, and there is nudity and a rabbit, and I've never seen this before in the history of movies where someone is breastfeeding a rabbit, and that had to be in our Anatomy Awards. Morfydd Clark in a movie called Starvaker.
Yeah, all this is available at MrSkin.com. It's not as sexy as you think it would be.
No. And Mike, you remember the Nesquik bunny. Yeah. So anyway, that's what it reminded me of. So,
now, sometimes when movies are reissued, and Carmen, Carmen won't watch a movie that's not in HD. Sometimes movies are reissued in HD and on Blu-ray, and you're able to see some details you're not. I see there's a best Blu-ray find category.
Yeah, so what's been cool, especially in the last 10 or 15 years, is these boutique DVD labels will release old movies. And there's one called Fun City Editions that this year released a 1982 obscure movie, obscure to you people, but not to me because I've always been a huge fan of this movie. It's called Paradise, starring Phoebe Cates, and even Willie Ames was the co-star. Remember him?
Sure.
Willie Ames, yeah. So anyway, this movie came out 3 months before Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and it did horrible. It was a knockoff of the Blue Lagoon with Brooke Shields. It was like an R-rated Blue Lagoon.
Right.
But it did horrible at the box office. Nobody knew who Phoebe Cates was at the time, and it just went into obscurity. And it was released. You could have seen it on video, and then there was a crappy DVD copy all through these years. So it finally gets released on Blu-ray, and I'm thinking, this is unbelievable because people don't know. Phoebe Cates was so naked in this movie, and it is still Fast Times is still the greatest nude scene in the history of movies. But if you want to see complete nudity from Phoebe Cates, check out this Paradise, now on Blu-ray for the best quality definition, and it's really amazing. And we were really excited when they released that movie this
Full
year.
on a 80s Bush there as well. You can see all that.
Yes.
Can we skip down a little to best wardrobe malfunction?
Yeah, of course.
I remember when this happened. I was unfamiliar with this girl, but I mean, this is not. I mean, this. I don't even know how to explain this. She's missing half her pants.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So it's Maren Morris, best wardrobe malfunction, and she's at Willie Nelson's 4th of July picnic, which was broadcast. They had Bob Dylan there, Robert Plant, and so she's up on stage in it's a long jean skirt, I guess you'd call it, but with a cut up the side. But fine, sexy, but maybe wear some underwear if you're going to be up on stage, because it's pretty crazy.
Or don't if you want to be talked about on Mr. Skin.
yeah, it's pretty amazing. So we gave it our best wardrobe malfunction, and there were a lot of people in the audience with cameras, and they're like kind of under her, and there was a lot of stuff online too, which was kind of cool to see. Yeah,
I remember when it happened, and it was something else. All right, this is another one. This is great. This is a great category. And again, where science and technology comes in and makes this possible. This is one of my favorites, Mr. Skin. This is best rear burger.
Oh, well, thank you, Mike. I really appreciate that. So there's a famous movie from the late 70s called Caligula, which was just crazy. It was produced from Bob Guccione from Penthouse, and it actually had a lot of major stars in the movie, surprisingly. And they did a porno version of it, and then like an R-rated version, and there were different editions through the years that have come out in theaters and on DVD, and different ways you could see the movie. Well, they put out what was called Caligula: The Ultimate Cut last year, and they added a scene with Helen Mirren. And this hit the cutting room floor originally, but for the first time you could see this scene. And it's weird because it's Helen Mirren, who we all know is very famous. But there is a scene where she's kind of on her knees, bending over, and a rear burger is visible if you want to check it out. And the fact that it's Helen Mirren makes it even more incredible. But it's pretty wild. It's from Caligula: The Ultimate Cut, and we don't get those every year, but if we do, it's like a big celebration at our office.
Oh, yeah, I tell you, it's one of my favorites. All right, there are some other great categories on here, including best selfie, of course, best butt. There's their best reverse teeter-totter. Can we go down to this is
whatever you want.
Best spit line.
Oh yes, this is
hot.
Do you guys remember Cruel Intentions, a movie from 1999?
Oh yes.
And and it was right when I launched MrSkin.com, and it wasn't a nude scene, but Sarah Michelle Gellar and Selma Blair in Cruel Intentions had this kiss. And it was just so sexy because it was the girl from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And what was so cool about that kiss is it was very passionate, but as they pulled apart, there was this spit line. And I remember, it was so awesome. And there's something about, a spit line in two hot women kissing that...
It makes it real.
It does.
Yeah.
And then, out of the blue, there was a Miller's Girl movie, and it didn't do well in theaters or anything, but one of the more popular women actresses right now is Jenna Ortega, who, you know her from Wednesday and all that, but she and Gideon Adlin had this kiss in this movie, Miller's Girl, and lo and behold, the Cruel Intentions spit line appears. So we had to have fun with that one, and that won our best spit line.
I love it. There is
the next one you might have to skip over.
Yeah, I mean, it is a full on shot of a woman. There's of course a substance.
But can I say one thing about that without getting too graphic?
Yeah.
It was our best gyno shot, by the way, so you can figure that out. But this is what makes this so amazing. This is from a Netflix original series. Yeah. It's called Super Sex, which was about Rocco Siffredi, the Italian porn star. So I just want you to... This is the kind of stuff that you might not know about or you might not have caught. But what you're seeing right there, is from Netflix. That's not from Pornhub. That's from Netflix. So I just want to make sure you're clear on that.
So. It's a lot like there's a scene from the what was it, the 80s or 90s with Sharon Stone where she uncrossed her legs and you can barely see shadows of anything and everybody's like, oh my God, this here you could read the tea. I mean, you see what's going on. You can count the layers. Yeah.
Yeah, but I again, if this was on Pornhub, I would zip right by it.
Yeah,
Netflix, that becomes an Anatomy Award. So.
Down for Best Picture, of course, is Demi Moore and The Substance, which I think you're getting the best of both worlds in this picture right here.
Yeah, because I know you're a Margaret Qualley fan, but so every year we look at a mainstream movie with mainstream actresses that had the most nudity, and without question, we thought Substance was the best. But let me give you a little quick question. Because we're about the same age. When you were in high school or college or whatever, if I said to you, hey, there's this movie with this hot 61-year-old.
Yeah, right.
And she's going to be fully nude, what would you have thought?
Yeah.
You'd be like, are you kidding? There's no way. But I got to tell you, Demi Moore, when you see The Substance, looks like she's 30. It's unbelievable. It's just funny.
Her ass is awkward. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, don't get me wrong. For 61 years old, she looks fantastic.
But for 61, let's be realistic. Yeah. So anyway, I just thought it was cool. But hey, Margaret Qualley's ass, by the way, could have also been in contention for best ass of the year. So
she is something else. That girl. She does.
And do you know that's Andy McDowell's daughter?
Yeah, and I believe I learned that from you when Once Upon a Time in Hollywood came out. Yeah,
for people that don't know, that great movie from Quentin Tarantino, she was the Manson girl that was trying to seduce Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
and it was so sexy. Yeah.
She does that dumb thing with her lip that would get me every time. As an old man now,
every time.
If you're a girl, just do that stupid thing with your lip. I'll buy you whatever you want.
She did a thing on the Oscars where she was like a Bond girl. They did a thing, and she was a Bond girl, and I was like, yep, she could be a Bond girl.
Yeah.
Yep. She's so pretty.
And of course, like many award shows, they give out a Lifetime Achievement Award. This is a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Skin Achievement. Yeah, my guy spelled it wrong for you there, but that's nobody at the Mr. Skin office is known for their spelling, but don't worry about it. I just noticed that myself. But anyway, so every year we look at an actress who's had like a Hall of Fame nudity career, but maybe is later in their career, maybe he's going to retire from the nudity game, and we like to do this Lifetime Skin Achievement Award, but also we like to look for someone that's kind of back in the news a little, and our winner this year, it was pretty easy choice, was Pamela Anderson, because you guys remember, I don't know if you saw that Netflix documentary they did I think it was in 2023, and then that Pam and Tommy miniseries on Hulu, but also this last Showgirl movie where she's actually got a Golden Globe nomination and a SAG nomination for her performance in it. And it's so cool because, everyone makes fun of her as Baywatch and, she's B-movie actress. But she actually now got some recognition. It was so cool. And she's always been fun and had a great attitude about nudity. So more than happy to give Pam Anderson the Lifetime Skin Achievement Award for our 26th annual Anatomy Award.
Well deserved, Pam Anderson. Well deserved. She's been giving her all. I'll tell you, I've met her before, and she was wearing she was dating Tommy or married to Tommy at the time, and she was wearing a white, like men's cut T-shirt with no bra underneath and just a little pair of jean shorts, and it was the hottest goddamn thing I'd ever seen. I mean, she was just, I couldn't believe she was standing right there, and we were seeing, it was like seeing Marilyn Monroe in real life.
Yeah. No, that's so cool that you got to see, and you saw her, the Tommy Lee days were like crazy.
Prime.
That was, that was peak Pam Anderson, so.
Well, this is good stuff, and you can go and check it out for yourself at MrSkin.com. Follow along, and for all the nudity that has been in movies ever, all cataloged and there for you. You can find that always at MrSkin.com. Great to catch up with you. Congratulations on the 26th annual awards. This is good stuff.
Yeah, thanks so much. Always great to talk to you guys.
All right, pal. Take it easy. The great Mr. Skin. There you go.